Yes, but these are power cards that you'll recognize from 4th edition. There's the Healing Word, Healing Strike is an at-will, Lance of Faith is an at-will, Beacon of Hope is the daily attack.
Beacon of Hope.
Yes, Flame Strike's also in there.
Flame Strike is awesome when you get to that final villain encounter.
Yes.
All the monsters pop up.
Yes, the utilities Bless, Consecrated Ground, and Shield of Faith. All of those are in there, so it's all very familiar.
Danny, you had... So there's the character stuff, and he's right. It's all pretty much what you've come to expect. You will... No, it's all going to be very easy, basic stuff. Yeah. People who play D&D will get it. People who are new to D&D but like board games will also very, very easily understand how these cards work. The game plays, and to me, incredibly easily. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, well, speaking of gameplay, I mean, they give you the cards, like the reference cards of what you do on every phase. You know, you go through and you get your normal turn of fighting and killing stuff and moving around, and then you're also exploring the dungeon, which might trigger some new monsters. And if you don't explore, you start going into encounter cards, which it's like what a lot of cooperative games do. It's like
traps.
Oh, something. You know, it's kind of like a game timer. It's pushing you to move along, and they're generally bad stuff.
Right.
So and that's why it scales with different number of players. Because you're drawing more of these bad stuff cards. They're like traps, spear gauntlets, or prowling spirits. Everyone has to discard a treasure card. Attacks, Circle of Death.
Circle of Death is horrible.
Really, I thought it's like get a beer with your friends.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal.
Whatever.
Isn't that new bar? There is more stuff. I think we have some more tiles down at the bottom.
Yeah, I was looking for the characters. The character.
Oh, the character tiles, yes.
This is a big old tile over there.
So you guys have played before.
Yes.
What do you think is the coolest feature of the game? Oh.
Yeah, I'm really picky, and I love that this game only takes like an hour.
Yeah.
It's simple, and because there's a lot to like about games like Descent and Warhammer Quest and whatnot, and I do really enjoy them. But I usually would rather play a shorter game, especially in this kind of thing, where it's like, oh, I've only got an hour, it's not enough time to fully run my D&D game. We can bust this out, really quick and get it done in a very short span of time.
Cool. Yeah, it is designed basically between half an hour and an hour. I think closer to like 45 minutes an hour gameplay. It's a really quick D&D experience too, so that's awesome. What about you, Danny? What do you think is awesome about the game?
I love that it felt like Betrayal at House and Hill, but with a D&D flair, which is perfect, I think. I also love the co-op aspect of it. If one character goes down and dies, then everybody loses.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to really work together, can't be sacrificing another character. But also you have shared healing surges, so it's very much a co-op game. It runs quickly, and I like that it seems like it'd be a great introduction for people to 4th edition. It's much more simple. There's flanking isn't in there, opportunity attacks aren't in there. It's very simple. You can just kind of move and do what you want, and if it says it on the card, you can do it. And you can place monsters in advantageous positions if you want to, instead of, oh, it can't move that far. But what I've got here is the bottom stack of tiles, which has probably the most important parts, which is the monster villains.
Ooh, yeah, there's the Dracolich. I played against him in a scenario. He's actually incredibly brutal. Strangely enough, Dragon's Breath, kind of scary.
Yeah.
That's scary. So what else we got on that tile, sir?
We've got the character cards, which is important, and then some of the other villain cards. So you got the Elf Wizard.
I think this is also kind of cool. So,
unless I can get this.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Keep talking.
So they start at first level, and they have all your first level stats and stuff. And through the course of the game, by killing monsters, you can trade in experience points, which are your shared resource. You decide kind of collectively, oh, I want you to level. You flip it over to second level, it's got all your stuff there, you get improved bonuses and whatnot, so that can be kind of crucial to level up your character at the right time.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess it's a good point to bring up too. You level by, when you roll a 20, you get a chance to spend experience. Experience is one of those shared resources that Danny was talking about. You get it by killing monsters, you put them in a pile. So when you roll a 20, you get a chance to spend some experience and level. When you flip your card, like you were saying, increases some of your stats, you get some hit points back, and you get to choose another daily power to go along with. So it's pretty cool in that respect.
And it's if you've ever played the Lord of the Rings cooperative game, the Kinesia one, there's like Gandalf swoops in and do stuff. It's kind of like that same thing where you build up points as you're playing, and they can actually do things other than level. They can, I think, let you ignore an event specifically.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
So you spend those points, and you're like, well, that would completely devastate us. you know, even though we wanted these experiences to be able to level, you know, you can throw those in as like a no crap, something's really gone wrong. And I like that element a lot.
Yeah, there's you will definitely like draw a trap, or you'll draw a different kind of event. You'll be like,
let's not do that.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
Something we didn't mention is the different scenarios. The scenario we played, we just had to go in and find a holy symbol and retrieve it. And the second we got to it, killed all the monsters in that room and picked it up, the game was over. But there's other scenarios like fighting the Dracolich or fighting Strad.
Yeah.
And there's different. There's these skulls on some of these tiles that mean different things depending on which.
Right, like I know the Hag scenario uses the skulls. I don't know if any other ones. I've played the Dracolich one, and the Dracolich one is basically, hey, look, Strahd's made some deals with this Dracolich, and now he's terrorizing all of Barovia. Go kill the Dracolich.
Yeah, and the funny thing for us is we actually pulled out the tile that is Strahd's tomb.
Yeah.
There, but we weren't looking for him. We were going to kill him, so just he wasn't there in his tomb. We found it, but we had to keep looking for the holy symbol.
Yeah, it was good times. Then anyone was like, all right, we kill Strahd, we win. I'm like, he's not there.
He's not there, and let's not wait for him.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he'd slaughter you.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these tiles have specific names and the key to specific scenarios, so you might be trying to find certain things.
Yeah.
There's a mechanic for like setting up the deck of tiles to make sure that you don't have to go through like the entire pile to find the objective room, but you don't know exactly where it is either.
Yeah, like for example, I think in the first scenario you draw, you basically find the tile you need, and then you find three other tiles, sorry, you shuffle them all together, and then you place those all underneath 8 tiles, and then you place all those tiles on top of all the other tiles. And so when you dig from the top, you know that you're going to get to the tile you need to, like either between the 9th and the 12th tile. Now there are events that take tiles from the bottom and place them in your dungeon, so you can have a longer dungeon than you expect.
Yeah, which is a bad thing.
Unless you just really like dungeon crawling and fighting lots of monsters and making the experience more difficult, then hey, maybe that's your cup of tea.
Yeah. So,
looks like we've gone through most of the stuff here. I mean, we got more dungeon tiles like
there's a couple other.
that he was talking about.
There's a bunch of other tiles that help throughout the game. Like you track your hit points with counters. You don't have to get a paper or anything. Like everything's on there in good board game fashion. Some of the other stuff that's setting scenario specific.
Yeah, food, mirror.
Yeah, there's some scenarios that like care about the daytime too. So there's like there's a tile somewhere that actually tracks how many hours have passed and when nighttime comes.
Oh, and this is cool. There's coffins that when you flip it over, this one's like, oh no, there's a monster in the coffin.
Yep.
This one's empty.
Wow.
Final Fantasy, monster in a box.
Silver dagger. Yeah.
The scenarios start out pretty simple and straightforward, and then as you get further in the book, they get a little bit more complicated, and then that's definitely awesome. I'm sure we'll have more scenarios as we come out. I know the next board game we have coming out in December.
What is that called, Trevor?
I don't know. What is that called, Mr. Dave Chalker?
I think it's the Wrath of Ashardalon.
It is the Wrath of Ashardalon. Thank you guys very much. And so that one will be Dragon Awesomeness, and it actually is made to connect with this one as well. So we'll see. We'll see what type of.
When Strahd's done killing you, Ashardalon can kill you.
Yeah, I can't imagine an Ashardalon Strahd duo would be good for the party, but
like Strahd's riding around on Ashardalon and like throwing necrotic energy. And
we need a mini for that.
Yeah, exactly.
that would be
you
awesome.
could just like glue them together,
Yeah, that could work. Or we do some sticky tack or something.
Yeah. So what I'm really hoping, there we go. I'm Strahd.
There we go.
What I'm really hoping is that more characters come out, like whether it's like just a web thing you can print out. I mean, like the cool thing about games like Talisman or Heroescape is that people make their own, put it up on places like Game Geek.
And that's actually something I can facilitate. Like, hey, community, how about we build some cool scenarios and see what we can do.
Yeah, scenarios is another good one. But like the reason I love buying Talisman expansions mainly is so I can get more characters.
Right.
So like if more characters can be put into this, that'd be really cool.
I haven't seen the next one. I can imagine having different heroes in that one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That you can mix match with this one. So
Yeah.
that could be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Well, cool. You guys have anything else you want to share before we go?
I think that's it.
Sweet. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hopefully that gave you a look of everything that's in the Castle Ravenloft board game. And you'll probably hear from us soon again with other stuff going on at Gen Con. So everybody have a good one.